Hi, welcome to our channel of IGNOU Audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University, School of Law, SOL, Diploma, Postgraduate Diploma in Criminal Justice, PGDCJ, MLE, 014 Criminal Justice Administration, Block -1 Police, Unit-1 Organization Structure Powers and Functions, 1.1 Introduction. Police are agents or agencies, usually of the executive, empowered to enforce the law and to ensure public and social order through the legitimized use of force. The term is most commonly associated with police departments of a state that are authorized to exercise the police power of that state within a defined legal or territorial area of responsibility. In the administration of criminal justice, the role of police is of primary importance. The criminal justice process gets ensued and initiated through the police. Besides its key role in the criminal justice process, the police role in the society concerns with maintenance of law and order and security of persons and property. It is therefore the most important agency of law enforcement and maintenance of peace and civil order in the society. This unit is concerned with the role of police and its importance in criminal justice administration. This unit concerns with the organization of the police and its origins and development. The structure of the police system would be another aspect of discussion, which would consider different kind of police system existing in the country and their operational aspects. The powers of the police in context of the criminal law and procedure would be discussed in connection with the role of police in overall criminal justice system. Closely related to the power are the functions of police, which would be discussed in context of the governance of the country and the role of police in enforcing the law of the land. 1.2 Objective. After studying this unit, you should be able to times explain the importance of police within the criminal justice administration, times discuss the origin and the organizational setup of the police in general and in particular about India. Times analyze the structural the makeup of the police in particular reference to police services in India. Times discuss the powers of the police in the administration of criminal justice. Times explain and categorize the functions of police as per the provisions in law and in practice. 1.3 The police as an agency of criminal justice. The word police is derived from the Greek word politia or its Latin equivalent, politia, which broadly means citizenship, state or the administration of the government. The word police therefore means a system of government or the power of the state. In the modern usage, the word police came to be used to refer to an agency of the state to maintain security and peace and to enforce the criminal law. Police force has always been an indispensable part of the state organization in almost all civil society of the world. Since ancient times, there has been some agency all over the world to apprehend criminals and produce them before the king or the officers having judicial powers. The king also had his own spies to collect intelligence and information for running the state and for the better administration of the state. However, with the progress of the civilization and development of knowledge, the dimension of the police work has increased many folds. With the advancement of the society, complexity of the police job has increased in many folds. In modern context, police can be defined as an organization that is an agency of government to enforce various laws, maintain public peace, order and security, control traffic, provide security to the citizens, protect the individual's rights as per Constitution, specially provide security to the weaker sections of the society and maintain order in the society. Police have to act as an intelligence agency, collecting intelligence for internal security and criminal intelligence for crime prevention, crime detection, and crime control. As a part of criminal justice system, police has to investigate criminal cases and bring criminals before the court of law for justice. The police have to perform multifarious duties, functions and roles in a civilized society, forming a major arm of governance. 1.4 Organization 1.4.1 Origin. The history of the development of the police organization dates back to ancient times, which finds mention in the ancient Greek, Roman, Chinese and Indian texts. The Indian historical reference of ancient times also have numerous mention of police system, be it Mahabharata, Ramayana, Manusanhita or the various religious or secular texts of Gupta dynasty, Maurya dynasty and Mughals. The first police force comparable to present-day police was established in 1667 under King Louis XIV in France, although modern police usually trace their origins to the 1800 establishment of the Marine Police in London, the Glasgow Police, and the Napoleonic Police of Paris. The first modern police force is also commonly said to be the London Metropolitan Police, established in 1829, which promoted the preventive role of police as a deterrent to urban crime and disorder. The colonial British government in India established the modern police system in India. It was obvious that the various police commissions established by the British and the Police Act of 1861 had important contributions in the development of police system in India. However, the colonial interest of the British Empire had great imprint over the organization and structure of police system in India. 1.4 The organization of police. Police forces are usually organized and funded by some level of government. The level of government responsible for policing varies from place to place and may be at the national, regional or local level. In some places there may be multiple police forces operating in the same area, with different ones having jurisdiction according to the type of crime or other circumstances. For example, in the UK, policing is primarily the responsibility of a regional police force, however specialist units exist at the national level. In the US, policing there is typically a state police force, but a municipality may have its own police force. National police agencies also have jurisdiction over serious crimes or those with an interstate component. 1.4.3 Characteristics of Indian police organizations. The Police Act of 1861 largely governs Indian police forces. The Police Act gives each state government the power to establish its own police force. In addition to the Police Act, other legislation such as the CRPC also regulates the police system. Based on the Police Act of 1861, the Indian police have three basic characteristics. 1. The police force is organized, maintained and directed by several states of Indian Union. 2. The Indian police system is horizontally stratified like military forces organized into different cadre. And 3. The police in each state are divided vertically into armed and unarmed branches. The Indian police organizational setup has virtually remained the same since past century. It is ironical that the Police Act of 1861 has hardly changed due to changes in and around them. Despite the new democratic, secular, socialistic, welfare and humanitarian values vouched for in the Constitution after independence in 1947, the Indian police, by and large, follows the philosophy of paramilitarism. The Constitution of India provides that the police is the state subject. It is therefore for the state to maintain peace and security within their territorial jurisdiction. There are, however, certain situations which authorize the center to intervene in the law and order problems of the state because the center is under a duty to protect the states from internal disturbances. Primarily, it is the duty of the state government to maintain the civilian police force. Besides the state police force, there are certain police force establishments at the union level, such as the Border Security Force, the Railway Protection Force, the Central Reserved Police Forces, or the Central Industrial Security Force. The police setup in India is essentially divided into following broad categories: 1. The General Police, which looks after the general police work and assist in crime investigation, detection, crime control, and it's also involved in law and order, maintenance and enforcement of law. 2. The Special Armed Force are paramilitary force which are there to assist the general police in maintaining the law and order and performing specialized duties like border securities, large-scale riots, election duties, VIP and industrial security, disaster relief and general public order maintenance. Apart from these two basic categorization, there are specialized police services which take care of particular policing jobs like A. Railway police, B. Intelligence police agencies, C. Traffic police, D. Women police, E. Border Security Police, F. Specialized Investigative Police Agencies, G. Armed Reserves, H. Specialized Security Agencies. The above category exists at state level as well as at the central level. The following is the chart which mentions the different police organization in India and their geographical jurisdiction. The police organizations in India: Police Organization Jurisdiction, State Police Services, with internal specialized divisions. All states of the Indian Union jurisdiction extends within the respective states. Central Police Organizations: BSF, Border Security Force, national, not confined to particular state, but restricted to specific responsibilities. CRPF, Central Reserve Police Force, national, not confined to particular state, but restricted to specific responsibilities. ITBP, Indo-Tibetan Border Police, national, not confined to particular state, but restricted to specific responsibilities. RPF, Railway Protection Force, national, not confined to particular state, but restricted to specific responsibilities. SSB, State Special Branch, national, not confined to particular state, but restricted to specific responsibilities. BPRD, Bureau of Police Research and Development, SPG, Special Protection Group, national, not confined to particular state, but restricted to specific responsibilities. NSG, National Security Guard, national, not confined to particular state, but restricted to specific responsibilities. CBI, Central Bureau of Investigation, national, not confined to particular state, but restricted to specific responsibilities. IB, Intelligence Bureau, national, not confined to particular state, but restricted to specific responsibilities. DCPW, Directorate of Coordination, Police Wireless, national, not confined to particular state, but restricted to specific responsibilities. NCRD, National Crime Record Bureau, national, not confined to particular state, but restricted to specific responsibilities. NICSF, National Institute of Criminology and Forensic, SC, national, not confined to particular state, but restricted to specific responsibilities. NPA, National Police Academy, national, not confined to particular state, but restricted to specific responsibilities. Assam Rifles, Specific Region. Special Protection Group, SPG, national jurisdiction based at National Capital, Premier Security Agency. National Security Group, NSG, SPG, national jurisdiction based at National Capital, Premier Security Agency. 1.4.4 Administrative control under state government. The Constitution confers exclusive power on the states to control and regulate the functioning of the police as the maintenance of law and order, and police are state subjects. The central government is concerned only with the administration of central police organizations mentioned in the table. Though the Constitution of India enumerates police as a state subject in the list, it includes a long list of allied and quasi-police subjects in the Union list. For e.g. preventive detention, arms, ammunition, explosives, extradition, passport, etc. are the sole responsibility of the central government. It also determines the selection and service conditions of all India police services. The selection and conditions of service of lower ranks is within the power of the state government. 1.5 Structure. The structure of police administration has derived its basic format from the traditional Mughal administration, which was later on adopted and reformulated by the British colonial government in India. The police structure has undergone very few changes after the British left India in 1947. The bulk of the police personnel in the country are related to the state police services. Rest of the police personnel come from various central police organizations. The DGP reports to the Home Secretary, a career civil servant belonging to the IS. The Home Secretary is accountable directly to the Chief Secretary, the head of the civil service, and subsequently to the minister in charge of the Home Department, an elected functionary who forms part of the cabinet that is responsible to the state Assembly. Till a few years ago, an officer of the rank of Inspector General of Police headed each force. The level was upgraded to Director General mainly to widen the career prospects of IPS officers and, incidentally, to take into account the greater responsibility thrust on the higher echelons in the context of heightened political and social tensions. At the bottom of the pyramid is the police constable, PC, who constitutes the cutting edge of the force. Between him and the DGP, there are 9 levels of officers. 1.5.1 The police headquarters. Each state has a police headquarters at the apex of the police administration, which is headed by the DGP, who looks after the administration of the police force of the entire state. The police headquarters is constituted of several specialized police departments, which look after different specific functions of police by supervising and controlling. District police setup, which is ultimately the functional outlet of the police work. The various police depot or branches at the headquarters are generally headed by one additional Director General of Police. There are generally following branches: 1. Criminal Investigation Department, 2. Intelligence, 3. Railway, 4. Administration, 5. Training, 6. Special Armed Force, 7. Provisioning and Planning, 8. Telecommunication, 9. Complaints, 10. Special Crime Record Bureau or Computer, 11. A.J.K. Adim Jati Kalyan, Branch for Weaker Section. As we have seen earlier that police station is the basic unit of police. All sector officers are there for supervising, guiding and assisting police officers of police stations. 1.5.2 District Police Administration. Each state is divided into a number of districts for convenient civil administration. The head of the district police force is the Superintendent of Police, SP, who is accountable to the district collector in matters of preservation of peace and control of crime. The SP controls a large number of police stations, PS, the lowest formation of the local police machinery. Each station is headed by a station house officer, SHO, who could be of any rank, but is invariably a sub-inspector, C, in a rural area, under inspector or deputy superintendent, DSP, in a town. The extent of geographical area covered by each police station varies from state to state. On an average, a rural station covers 100 sq miles and an urban station 25 sq miles. The SHO is in charge of the administration of the police station, the operation of their staff, and other duties relating to detection, investigation, and prevention of offences. Under the Police Act of 1861, other officers of a higher rank than the show may exercise the same powers as an show within their local area of appointment. Each state has its own hierarchy and nomenclature. Some states employ the police commissioner system, while others use the traditional directorate system described above. State Police Force in India: Director General, Additional Director General, Inspector General, Deputy Inspector General, Superintendent of Police, Additional Superintendent, Assistant Deputy Superintendent, Inspector, Sub-Inspector, Assistant Sub-Inspector, Head Constable, Constable. 1.5.3 Police Station. The word police station is defined in Section 2(s) of CRPC 1973, wherein police station means any post or place declared generally or specially by the state government to be police station and includes any local area specified by the state government in this behalf. A police station is the nodal office of the police through which the police department carries out its statutory duties of prevention and detection of crime and maintenance of law and order and all other allied functions within the ambit of these two broad categories of work. Additionally, it serves as a 24-hour, 365 days and year contact point for victims of crime, or more correctly, interface point between police and public. To carry out these vital functions, a police station consists of a building, official and residential premises, manpower and equipment. However, for a police station to exercise any legal powers, it has to be notified by the government with its exact geographical jurisdiction and location of the police station. As per the criminal justice system existing in India, legal powers to initiate any action against crime is dependent upon the place of occurrence of the incident. Hence, for any police station to exercise any legal action, the crime should have occurred in an area which should have been notified as the area of jurisdiction of that police station. Further, the state government and not the Director General of Police exercises this power of notification. 1.5.4 Rural and Urban Police. The diverse nature of social and economic organization and the geographical layout of urban places as compared to the rural ones results in diversity of police functions and organization in rural areas as compared to urban areas. The massive urban expansion has created greater challenges before police organizations in different states. The Indian Police Act of 1861 basically caters to the rural life as majority of population at that time was living in villages. The functions and the organizational structure of police station are diverse in rural areas as compared to urban areas. While there is no division of work in rural police station, in the essentially urban ones, work is distributed among three distinct sections, viz. Law and Order, Crime and Traffic. Law and Order personnel handle all matters concerning preservation of public peace such as patrolling, mob control, etc. Those constituting the crime section investigate all offences listed in the Indian Penal Code, IPC, and special enactments. The traffic section looks after the regulation of vehicular traffic in public places. Apart from manning specific points at road intersections, its personnel in some states also handle investigation of road accidents, while the staff of a town police station works in shifts. Those in a rural station do not enjoy this benefit. They are expected to be available all the time, although, on paper, they are entitled to off-duty once a week. Police stations in the big cities have a much smaller area to cover as compared to their rural or small town counterparts. The number of stations varies with cities. For instance, Madras city, the capital of Tamil Nadu, with a population of nearly 6 million, has 82 police stations and 4 outposts, 1.5 police commissionerates. A distinctive feature of the Indian police is the commissionerate system that prevails in major cities. Before independence, this was available only in the 3 presidency towns of Bombay, Calcutta and Madras. Gradually, this has been extended to several others, including the nation's capital, New Delhi. This system provides for a greater freedom to the police from the executive magistrate in the matter of crowd control and issue of licenses, such as those required for buying arms and running cinema houses and hotels. In a typical commissionerate, the commissioner, normally of the rank additional DGP in major cities and IGP dig in the smaller ones, is assisted by one additional and several joint commissioners, each of whom looks after a geographical area or a specific function, such as law and order, crime, traffic, etc. Next come the deputy commissioners, equivalent to a district SP, who have assistant commissioners. Inspectors and sub-inspectors undertake constabulary working under them. In the police commissioner system, a senior, experienced and a mature police officer is directly in charge of policing and has complete authority over his force and is functionally autonomous. He is directly accountable to the government. Under the system, the public has not to run to two different authorities, i.e. district magistrate and superintendent of police, to process their application for licenses, permits, etc. This avoids delay and inconvenience to public. The conferment of magisterial powers on police commissioner brings efficiency in prevention and detection of crime and maintenance of law and order in major cities. 1.5.6 The armed police in India. The civilian police system in India has basically 2 divisions. The general police functions are performed by the district force or the general civilian police. There is a provision of having a special armed group in each state, which is generally called the Special Armed Force, which is available for handling grave incidents which threaten public peace and require professional and witch handling. The Special Armed Reserve is available for this purpose at the headquarters of each districts under the operational control of SP. The Special Armed Reserves are well trained to cater to jobs demanding extreme physical fitness and mental toughness. There are situations when even the armed reserve at the district headquarter may be insufficient. It is tackle such really serious public order problems that there is the provision of keeping special armed reserves in every state at the disposal of the Director General. The Special Armed Reserves are organized into a number of battalions headed by a commandant who is of the rank of SP. Generally, a special armed force may have a force of around 1,000 police personnel. 1.5.7 The Criminal Investigation Department. A special group of investigators called the Criminal Investigation Department, CID, is available at every state police headquarters to take the investigation of grave occurrences, such as a political murder, large-scale riots, bank robbery involving large sum of money, or theft of precious art, etc. This wing is also used for conducting inquiries into allegation of misconduct by police personnel and other police agencies. 1.5.8 The Intelligence Wing in Indian Police. Every government requires an agency that keeps track of the activities of antisocial and anti-national elements who aim at fomenting disaffection against the lawfully constituted government and disrupting normal life. Also needed is a facility to monitor public opinion or the performance of the government so that quick corrective action is initiated to prevent a breakdown of law and order or economic stability. This twin role is fulfilled by the intelligence branch at district and state levels. It is sensitive group, which has to be manned by personnel proven integrity and ability for collecting information in an unobtrusive manner. On matters of mutual interest, such as terrorism, VIP security, religious feud, especially Hindu-Muslim conflict, the state intelligence coordinates with the Intelligence Bureau, IB, of the central government. 1.6 Powers and functions of police. The police as law enforcement officer are required to serve the community by protecting all persons against illegal acts, which is consistent with high degree of responsibility required as per the law. The police functions are multifarious and multi-dimensional. The powers given by the law to the police makes the police one of the most important elements in the initiations of criminal justice process and at the same time makes the police completely responsible as an agency working towards social cohesion and public peace. The functions of police in the modern democratic society have multiplied and the role expectation has also increased. Major functions of police can be listed through the following points. 1. Promote and preserve public order. 2. Investigate crimes and where appropriate, to apprehend the offenders and participate in subsequent legal proceedings connected therewith. 3. Identify problems and situations that are likely to result in commission of crimes. 4. Reduce the opportunities for the commission of crimes through preventive patrols and other appropriate police measures. 5. Aid and cooperate with other relevant agencies in implementing appropriate measures for prevention of crimes. 6. Aid individuals who are in danger of physical harm. 7. Create and maintain a feeling of security in the community. 8. Facilitate orderly movement of people and vehicles. 9. Counsel and resolve conflicts and promote amity. 10. Provide other appropriate services and afford relief to people in distress situations. 11. Collect intelligence relating to matters affecting public peace and crimes in general, including social and economic offenses, national integrity and security. And 12. Perform such other duties as may be enjoined on them by law for the time being in force. 13. To protect constitutional guarantees such as right of free speech and assembly. 14. To assist those who can't care for themselves, the intoxicated, the addicted, the mentally ill, the physically disabled, the old and the young. 15. To create and maintain a feeling of security in the community. 16. Regulation and control of private morals and public decencies of life. The primary functions of police is the prevention and detection of crime and to maintain public peace and order in the society. The rights and duties of the police to inflict punishment are limited. Since their job is to pick up criminals from the society, they play a vital role in bringing the offenders to the justice. The major functions which the police is lawfully required to perform can be discussed in the following heads. 1.6.1 Patrolling and surveillance. Patrolling is the visible police function for the purpose of general watch and ward patrol, and surveillance provide the most direct and effective means of preventing crime. A police beat is a given route or area to be covered by constable on patrol. In a town, it usually means streets and building in a given locality, while in a rural area it may comprise one or more villages or a stretch of road. Patrolling police officer keep a general watch over a particular beat in order to prevent crime. In insurgency area, armed police units do routine patrolling either on foot or on vehicles depending upon the locality. Police patrolling is also an exercise in area dominance by the law enforcement agencies, especially where there are acute law and order insurgency-related problems. Surveillance is another important function of police, which is based on anti-crime branch. Each police station generally has list of criminals and antisocial elements which required special watch. Surveillance activity involves various method of keeping such watch. 1.6.2 Preventive functions and arrest. One of the important tasks assigned to the police is to make arrest of lawbreakers and suspected criminals and to take them into custody in order to prevent crime. The preventive powers of the police are contained in the Code of Criminal Procedure, which also defines legal elements of such power. The police may arrest a person on a warrant issued by a competent court. An arrest made on a warrant is in fact a case of arrest made by the court through police. But at times, the circumstances may require the police to make an arrest without warrant. The police may arrest without warrant when they apprehend the commission of a crime or when they have reason to believe that crime has been committed by the suspected person. The police can arrest and take into custody vagabonds, habitual rogues, persons with doubtful antecedents, of those who are conditionally released from jail or person for the sake of maintenance of law and order within their territorial jurisdiction. 1. Conditional release an accused on bonds, etc. The police has the powers to release an accused on a bond with or without surety, in case there is no sufficient evidence or reasonable ground of suspicion to justify the forwarding of the accused to a magistrate. 1.6.3 Investigation by the police. The purpose of the investigation is to collect evidence and to apprehend the culprit. The police can question any person supposed to be acquainted to be the facts and circumstances of the case. An investigation is defined as all the proceedings under the CRPC for the collection of the evidence conducted by a police officer or any person authorized by a magistrate. The principal agency with the power under law to carry out investigation is the police force. An investigation is initiated after an registration of an FIR regarding a cognizable offense. The police may start investigation in the cognizable without the prior permission of the magistrate, while in case of non-cognizable offense the permission of magistrate is needed. Thus, during the course of investigation, the police is empowered to make search, order production of documents, seize any suspicious property, call witnesses, require them to attend court, and arrest persons suspected or having committed crime without warrant. After the investigation, a police report is prepared upon which proceedings are instituted before a magistrate. The law requires that every investigation should be completed without undue delay. Nevertheless, delays do occur in the process of investigation for one reason or the other. The conclusion of a police investigation should be contained in a final report. At the completion of an investigation, the police should submit this report with all the details of the case to a magistrate. If the accused is to be prosecuted, this report is called a charge sheet or challan. If there is a charge sheet, it should list relevant charges along with the laws which have been contravened. After looking at the charge sheet, the magistrate decides to either a. proceed with the case, b. order further investigation of the case, or c. dismiss the charges against the accused. 1.6.4 Essential constituents of investigation. During the course of investigation done by a police officer, following steps are generally taken which constitute a typical investigation. Times the police authorities will proceed to the scene of an incident. Times they will ascertain the facts and circumstances of the case. Times they will attempt to discover and arrest the suspects. Times they will collect evidence relating to the incident through a. examination of various people, including the accused, and b. search of places and seizure of things considered necessary for the investigation and for production at trial. Times they will form an opinion about whether the material collected forms the basis of a case to placed before a magistrate for trial, and if so, file a charge sheet under S.173 CRPC. The police powers and functions related to investigation involve search, seizure, questioning, interrogation, arrest, etc. The powers and functions involved, however, are not unlimited. These powers are well defined by law and procedure. The individual liberty and freedoms guaranteed under the Constitutions limit the powers and functions of the police officers during the discharge of their duties. 1.6.5 Public Peace and Law and Order Management. The maintenance of public peace and law and order within a police jurisdiction is given high priority in police function. Thus, Criminal Procedure Court gives power to the police to use restrained civil force for dispersal of unlawful assembly. The police may arrest people in order to prevent public nuisance, rioting, or unlawful conduct. The police may initiate a process of taking security for keeping the peace. Police may also initiate process for removal of nuisance and for active maintenance of public order and social tranquility. Thank you. Subscribe to our channel for more updates, and we will see you with the next chapter.